Hello, my precious little eggies. A few people asked me to do a best of 2021 video, you know, of my photos. Well, there aren't any, so this video is now over.
Like and subscribe.
Haha, gotcha. I have a few photos I want to show you, but honestly, I'm making this not because I want to show off or anything like that, but because it's good timing. Not the whole it's a new year thing, but because I'm doing a bit of media management, because my hard drives look like this. I was truly blown away by the blazing speeds at which this happened. Just kidding, it took like 2 days. Because from 2021 I had like 400 gigs of TIFF scans from my film photography. Man, when people say analog photography slows you down, they were not kidding. All that to say, I moved everything onto a drive and relinked.
This is boring.
But it was an awesome time to organize and do a deep dive, because frankly the speed at which I upload to this channel makes it difficult for me to really sit down and organize shit. But before we get into the best of photos, I want to do something a little bit different that I haven't done on the channel before. I'm calling this the State of the Suite address. I want to talk about my goals for this year, what's coming on the channel, some changes, the future of the channel, all that fun stuff. I'm going to keep this brief and of course unscripted like I always do on this channel. So if you're not interested in this, you can always skip ahead. The chapter markers are in the, they're below. Great. And I figured this part would be appropriate to cover with Doom Eternal footage, so if that's not your thing, you can just treat it like a podcast and change tabs while this is going on. Don't worry, I'll let you know when the photos are coming up. 2021 was a pretty good year. Listening back on this, I realized I should be a little bit more specific. A good year for my YouTube channel. Everything else was a fucking toilet. I will come clean and say that my goal was to hit 20,000 subscribers, and I did not, but hey, you know, best laid plans, right? I'm still very happy with the growth of the channel. I'm really happy to have all these new people here. The Discord has been growing wonderfully, and things have been positive for the most part. You know, you always get some assholes every now and again, but you know, it's the internet, that's how it goes. The community in the Discord especially is really awesome. If you haven't checked that out, definitely worth doing. And if you can't figure out how to get the Discord to work, because I feel like I get messages about this every now and then, make sure you react to the rules that will unlock the Discord, and you know, you might have to just restart the Discord for it to work. I think the most positive part about 2021 for me was the new format that I've been working with. I started filming on tape using my Hi8 Canon camcorder. There's a whole video about the process. It's linked in the description below if you're interested in that. But also just the music stuff. I started using punk and rock and metal in the videos, and people seemed really into it. Before that, I was using like the lo-fi hip-hop stuff and other royalty-free stuff, and I don't know, it just felt like I was doing what everyone else was doing, so I kind of appreciate that the channel is sounding a little bit more personal to me, and I dig that. And it's really awesome that some of you are into it as well. That's always a good thing. But there are some things about the channel that I want to change going forward in 2022. The biggest one is my consistency. And I'm not talking about an upload schedule. These videos are going to take however long they're going to take because I'm not trying to upload crap. I've come to realize that a lot of you subscribe to this channel for different reasons. Some of you are into the gear reviews, some of you are into the crap shoots, and I think I've kind of hurt myself a little bit by just making this into a channel of uploading whatever I want. Like when I upload those Adobe Premiere tutorials, I think they're really good, but no one cares. Which kind of sucks. But here's the thing, this is my channel. I'm not going to change what I make for it. I want to make videos that I want to make. So there is going to be a variety. That is not changing. If you can't tell, I'm not chasing views or anything like that. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. So I want to try and get myself into a rhythm, meaning that every month is going to try and check off the things that people subscribe for. I want to make sure that every month I'm hitting at least one crap shoot, at least one gear review. I want to try and make sure that I'm not leaning too far into one thing. For example, towards the end of last summer, I felt like all I was doing was Polaroid, and this is not just specifically a Polaroid channel. So I want to try and make a nice variety to try and keep everyone happy. I also do want to try and start making more videos, which is difficult because I have a job and stuff like that too, but I'm going to try and be as prolific as possible this year. And I also have ideas for new series that will be coming very soon, probably within this month or next month, that you'll be seeing. At least one of those is almost done. So look forward to that. The podcast is still in the back of my mind. I got to think about it a little bit more though, and I just honestly, I haven't had the time to kind of figure out what I want to do with that moving forward, but just know it's there if you're into it. If you're one of the 5 people that was into it, it's in my mind. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. And of course, as promised, the Doom Eternal Nightmare Mode Let's Play, which you guys voted on in the community tab, will be coming. It'll be on the gaming channel though. That'll be linked in the description as well. You can go check that out. And if you get me to 1,000 subscribers, I can turn heads on that channel too, which boy, wouldn't you be excited about that. So those are my thoughts for the channel in 2022. do, I hope you're going to stick with me for the ride. And for those of you who have been hanging out with me forever on this channel, some of you have been on the channel with me a couple years now. I really appreciate you guys immensely. Happy New Year. Thanks for everything, guys. The support means a ton. And like I said before, join the Discord. There's a lot of really awesome people there. Okay, moving on. It's time to talk about my best photos of 2021. Alright, let's open up this pit with the honorable mentions. This is going to be a lightning round. I'm going to try and keep this quick. First up, I love the timing. The golden hour looks really good. I mean, who would have guessed that? The blues of the snack bar with the golden glow from the sun. I love all those toes! But my big brain and I forgot the tripod, and I needed to shoot this one with a slower shutter speed because it was getting kind of dark. I didn't trust myself to go handheld, so I put the big chonker, the Mamiya 645, directly onto the ground to ensure stability. I did ensure stability. I did not ensure composition. In a perfect world, I would have seen less ground, more sky. It would have been great to see the whole tree with the snack bar in the lower third of the image. But oh no, I guess I'll have to go back to Mystic, Connecticut and shoot that again sometime. Twist my arm a little. I really love the colors in the bouquet in this photo, but it's nothing special. I love the whole primary colors thing I have going on in this photo. The car really pulls it all together. There's something about the composition that I don't quite love though, even cropping in, which is something I don't really do with my film stuff. Not that I really care if you crop. I don't have a moral crusade against cropping. I just usually don't do it on my film stuff. But yeah, even cropping in doesn't quite fix it. I'm just not in love with the tree. I probably should have just chopped it down for this photo, to be honest with you. Astrophotography at Arches in Utah. I mean, what is not to like? This isn't normally how I would edit a digital astrophoto, but it was creepy, so I kind of leaned into the heavy grain black and white look. I really like this one. It makes me feel things, kind of like Silent Hill. Maybe this should have been in the best of. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. These two photos came from the same roll. Could you tell? It's a big shocker. They're from the double vision I did with Chris from the channel Film Is More Fun. Go check him out. Link is in the description below. I love these shots of my friend Tree. The focus slaps, the composition, the colors, everything is slapping. But the photos have eggs and toilets on them, so they probably would have been some of my best film photo portraits ever, but like I said in that video, these are not happy accidents. I love film because it's so unpredictable. I took this one in a hotel in Vegas on the way back from Utah. I love the color, the grain, the composition, the halation on the light. It's beautiful, but it's missing something. What could it be? Oh yeah, that's right, a subject. I'd really love to do portrait stuff in a setting like this in 2022. This is the kind of mood I'm pursuing. It has that cinematic, and I hate that word, I really don't like using that, but it feels like this could be out of like an A24 movie like Uncut Gems or some crap like that. Same idea with this photo. It's nothing special, but I do love the grain, the rain, and the color palette. Gotta do more like this. This is from a collab video I worked on with Nick from Grounds. He's an awesome creator. Check him out. Link is in the description as well. I love the colors here. I mean, it's sinister. You can't really go wrong. The leading lines, the perspective, it's all pretty cool. I took a variety of shots on the night, and I definitely need to come back to this location to shoot some more. And last but not least, you might recognize this one from my Holga video. I love the idea behind this shot, but I wish I had more time to mess with the timing and the composition of it. Too bad I had to catch a plane. As is, I think I'm too far back, but I was riding the escalator to score the shot. Either way, it's an awesome idea, and I'll have to revisit it at some point.
Wow. 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 Wow.
The first photos I want to talk about are of course the astrophotography shots. Now these photos, to me, it's not even fair. Like if you go to Arches National Park, I challenge you to take a bad photo there. Everything is so beautiful. I'm being a little facetious there. I definitely took some bad photos there because I take bad photos everywhere. And astrophotography is something that means a lot to me. I love to do it, but where I live, it's so bright over here, it's kind of difficult to do it. So when I get to travel somewhere where it's actually dark, it is wild. And Utah is genuinely one of the craziest, most beautiful places I've ever been. I promise I'm gonna make a video for that America the Beautiful playlist that I was working on about Utah to kind of bring everything together, because you'll notice that in my best of, a lot of these are from Utah. These are also a lot of photos you probably haven't seen before on the channel because I'm really good at sharing stuff and keeping you guys updated. I know this specific shot is Grain City, but I'm pretty happy with it just because I shot it on film, and I've been talking about shooting astrophotography stuff on film forever, so it may not be the best photo of the night sky I've ever taken, but upon this rock, I will build my church. One of the thoughts that I've always had about my astrophotography over the last couple years, though, is that I mainly focus on the sky. And the reason for that is that over here I have to go out to like Montauk or something like that, and there's not really a lot of foreground that I can get. I kind of have to shoot out towards towards the horizon. So something that I've always wanted to do is really incorporate the earth into my astrophotography. And Arches just gave me so many opportunities to compose with the mountains and the rocks and all that beautiful stuff in the foreground. It really does create a lot of interest in the images, and it's so ethereal. It feels like another planet. I adore these photos, and I would not trade my time in Arches for anything in the world. Like, that was life-changing. To be able to just get out of my car and look up and see the Milky Way with my eyes, like, it was literally one of the best experiences of my life. This is another shot from Utah. I honestly don't even remember where I was when I took the photo, but it was just a dead road, so I stood in the middle of it and snapped this shot. And I love the colors so much. And this one is actually the X-T4. Straight out of camera, no adjustments. I didn't even have to straighten it out. I got the horizon straight for once. Look at me go. I really cannot believe the colors you can get out of that camera. I love it. I'm going to combine the next couple of photos together because I have similar things to say about all of them. Yes, they're from Utah. Yes, Utah is beautiful. Yes, I like Utah. But the biggest takeaway for me is that I really love the colors I got out of them, and I really love the compositions. You know, it wouldn't have been one of my videos without a gas station in here, so of course we have a gas station. This is a very special edition gas station because it has a Burger King attached to it, which is kind of like, if we're playing Pokemon, this is like a shiny gas station, you know what I mean? I don't see that very often. I'm sure those burgers taste really good and full of gasoline. This one is kind of a meme, I'm not gonna lie, but it's special to me because it's from the first roll of film that I ran through the GA645 after I got it back from repair. I have an obsession with seeing the moon in the afternoon when there's a blue sky. It's just such a cool look to me, and when it happens, I'm always like, ooh, look at that. And with this photo, I feel like I got super lucky because I have the moon being cradled by that tree branch, we have the red from the sunset. It's just such a cool combination of different colors, and I feel like it's not something you see every day, so I like stuff like that. I really wish I had a longer lens for this shot so I could have filled the frame with more of just the tree and the moon. We would have lost the sunset though, which is kind of not ideal. And all I had on me was the GA645ZI, and this was the only shot from this roll that wasn't total dog shit, so she's a keeper. I'm dying. Up next, we have my favorite portrait of last year. This is my friend Nadine. She is an awesome photographer. Make sure you go check her out. Her information will be in the description below. And I love this shot. I love the bokeh. I love how smooth and seamless the out of focus shift is. I will say this photo is not perfectly sharp. I kind of missed the focus just a tiny bit because the depth of field was so razor thin. I adore the shot. I really love the mood. I really love the pose. Like, everything about it is working for me other than the focus. So that's just something I got to keep in mind moving forward. This one was actually shot on the EOS RP, adapting an EF 85mm lens onto there. I want to mess around with that setup some more because I really love the look of it. It's just kind of tricky when the depth of field is so microscopic. These next two shots are from Vegas K1000 Cinestill 800T, which is just a winning combination. There is no shortage of tones in these shots. I'm really a big fan of the look, and I think the reason they stand out to me is because this is the kind of vibe that I'm looking for. I love these colors, I love the mood, and it makes me think of Blade Runner. It just has that vibe, and again, I hesitate to use the word cinematic, but I really do like the look of these photos a whole lot. I think what this video is telling me is that I need to invent a new word for cinematic that's not so played out and hype beast. To the drawing board. Up next, we have this burned out car just sitting in the neighborhood I grew up in. Very odd. I would be curious of the story there because the next time I came down, it was just gone, vanished, as though I made it up, but good thing I have photographic evidence of it. There actually is a B-side for this one. The composition of the B-side is just nowhere near as good as the one I chose here, and the focus is kind of messed up as well. The three things that I think would make this photo better: I wish this car wasn't in the foreground here, I wish it was centered up a little bit better, and I wish that there was less of the street and more of the sky. But all that said, there's still something about this photo that really pulls me into it and makes me want to know more. These last two photos just bring those awesome sunset vibes. Not a ton to say. I love the colors, the composition, and they just make me feel like I'm there. It's pretty cool. And one quick note that I probably should have said earlier, but here we are. I did stick to my New Year's resolution. If you guys remember from the beginning of 2021, I said that I was going to do all of my own developing and not use any photo labs. I did just that. I did send out my Super 8 film, of course, but anything I shot that was 35mm or 120, I developed and scanned myself, and I'm really proud of that. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to develop your skills. That's why I love doing this, and that's why I'm really happy to be on this journey with you, my precious little eggies. Well, this video was definitely longer than I expected it to be, so if you got to this point in the video, make sure you comment below and use the word egg bread. Like one word, egg bread. It's on the screen right now. It'll be really funny because then people will be like, why is everybody saying egg bread? I'm very excited to share 2022 with you. I have a lot of videos in mind. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of fun stuff to share. And speaking of, why don't you share this video and slap the fuck out of that subscribe button. All right, this video is now over. Bye.
Like and subscribe. Sweet Loop Photography. Dumb man.